Amethyst Amelia Kelly, born June 7, 1990, better known by her stage name Iggy Azalea, / unregistered trademark Azalea unregistered trademark / is an Australian recording artist and model from Mullumbimby, New South Wales. She left for the United States at the age of 16, to pursue a career in hip-hop music, first residing in Miami, Florida, and then other parts of the South, including Houston, Texas and Atlanta, Georgia. She first gained recognition after the respective music videos for her controversial songs Pooh Why, and 2 times went viral on YouTube. Between 2011 and 2012, Azalea released 2 mixtapes, an EP executive produced by American rapper T.I. and went into professional modeling, when she became represented by Wilhelmina Models and was announced the new face of Levi Jeans. Also in 2012, Azalea became the first female and non-American rapper to be featured on XXL magazine's annual Top 10 Freshman cover issue. After label conflicts, her debut studio album The New Classic was finally released on April 21, 2014. The album debuted inside the top 5 of several charts worldwide and was preceded by Azalea's commercial debut single Work, the album's lead single, which was followed by 3 other singles, Bounce, Change Your Life, featuring T.I. and Fancy, featuring Charli XCX. Fancy reached number 1 on the US Billboard Hot 100, with Azalea becoming only the 4th solo female rapper ever to top the Hot 100. Additionally, with Azalea featured on Ariana Grande's single Problem, which rose to number 2 on the Hot 100, the same week Fancy topped the chart. Azalea joined the Beatles as the only acts to rank at numbers 1 and 2 simultaneously with their first 2 Hot 100 hits. Moreover, Azalea passes Lil Kim as the female rapper with the longest leading number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100 and moves into a tie for 5th place among lead women who have scored the longest commands on the Hot 100 this decade. Early life: Iggy Azalea was born Amethyst Amelia Kelly, in Sydney, Australia. Her family relocated to Mullumbimby, New South Wales, when she was still an infant. The family lived in a house that her father built by hand from mud bricks, surrounded by 5 hectares of land. Her father was a painter and comic artist, while her mother cleaned holiday houses and hotels. Azalea says her father made her look at art as a teenager, which has always influenced her life and work. Azalea began rapping at age 14. Before embarking on a solo career, Azalea formed a group with 2 other girls from her neighborhood. I was like, I could be the rapper. This could be like TLC. I'll be Left Eye. Azalea eventually decided to disband the group because the other girls weren't taking it seriously. I take everything I do serious, sick. I'm too competitive. In pursuit of her desire to move to America, Azalea dropped out of high school. She worked and saved the money she earned by cleaning hotel rooms and holiday houses with her mother. She claims to have hated school, which, apart from art class, only made her miserable. She also said she had no friends and was teased for her homemade outfits. Azalea traveled to the United States in 2006, right before she turned 16. She told her parents she was going on a holiday with a friend, but eventually decided to stay and shortly afterwards told them she was not coming back home. I was drawn to America because I felt like an outsider in my own country. I was in love with hip-hop, and America is the birthplace of that, so I figured the closer I was to the music, the happier I'd be. I was right. She recalled, my mum was crying, saying, just be safe. I was thinking, I'm going by myself. I'm fucking crazy. After her arrival in America, she resided in the U.S. on a visa waiver for 6 years, leaving the country every 3 months to renew it. She is currently in the country on a 5-year visa, having previously earned money illegally. Music career, 2010 Euro 11, moving to America and career beginnings. When she first arrived in the United States, she stayed in Miami, Florida, and afterwards lived briefly in Houston, Texas. Azalea settled for a few years in Atlanta, Georgia, working with a member of the Dungeon family named Backbone. She took her stage name from the name of her childhood dog, Iggy, and the street she grew up on, Azalea Street, where her family lives to this day. She said people would laugh at her because they thought my rap sucked. But having grown up getting laughed at, she was able to shrug it off. Meanwhile, she'd met someone from Interscope Records who kept encouraging her to move to Los Angeles, and so in the summer of 2010, she decided to do so. She was briefly managed by Interscope. In 2011, Azalea began uploading a number of videos featuring her freestyling on YouTube, that subsequently went viral. Azalea's career began to flourish when her first official music video, for a song titled Poo Why, was uploaded on her YouTube channel. On September 27, 2011, Azalea released her first full-length project, a mixtape titled Ignorant Art, saying she made it with the intent to make people question and redefine old ideals. Her song Poo Why was included on the mixtape and features guest appearances from YG, Joe Moses, Chevy Jones, and Problem. In November 2011, she released a music video for her song My World, directed by Alex/Two Tone. The video features a cameo appearance from character actor and former wrestler Tiny Lister, which earned her more attention due to its rising popularity online. It's supposed to have all the ridiculousness of a big-budget 90s video, but then chopped and screwed, said Azalea, of the video. In December 2011, Azalea revealed she would release her debut studio album, entitled The New Classic, as soon as she signed a major record label deal. Once that's sorted out and I establish an overall sound and direction for the album, I will be able to know what artists would make for a dynamic collaboration. On January 11, 2012, Azalea released the music video for The Last Song, her third video from Ignorant Art. In an interview with Billboard, released on January 27, Azalea hinted at an Interscope Records signing, while also revealing hopes of releasing the new classic in June, and for her debut single to precede it in March 2012, label Issues and Glory. Iggy Azalea reached out to Southern rapper T.I., for the direction of her debut album. T.I. was set to executive produce the new classic, soon after a phone call the two had. At the time, Azalea was eyeing a summer release for the new classic. Hopefully if all goes to plan, my album will be out in June and I'll have it recorded by the end of the month. However, after Interscope did not allow T.I. to be an ongoing part of her deal, Azalea opted not to sign with the major label and stay independently signed to Grand Hustle Records, until the release of her first album, which had then been postponed. In early 2012, Azalea was featured on the cover of XXL, as part of its annual Top 10 Freshman list, along with fellow up-and-coming rappers French Montana, MGK, Danny Brown, Hopsin, and Roscoe Dash. On March 1, 2012, T.I. announced he signed Azalea to Grand Hustle Records, along with rappers Chip and Trey the Truth. On March 26, 2012, Azalea posted Murder Business, the intended lead single for the new classic, on her YouTube account. The song was produced by Bay Major and features a verse from her Grand Hustle label boss T.I. In April 2012, via her Twitter feed, Azalea announced plans to release an extended play, EP, entitled Glory, later in May. I'm just on to something right now, the last 2 weeks and it's glory. Azaleans need something new. Also in April, Azalea starred alongside Grammy-nominated producer Diplo and FKI in the world's first fully interactive shoppable music video for Canadian fashion retailer, Sense. In May 2012, it was confirmed by T.I., on MTV's Hip Hop POV, that Azalea had not yet secured distribution for her deal with Grand Hustle Records, and was described by T.I. as a free agent. It was later revealed in the interview that she is in negotiations with labels other than Interscope and possibly Def Jam, wherein Buthiam, whom of which originally placed a bid to sign her as VP of A&R. Azalea was also featured on Steve Aoki and Anga Dimma's collaborative electronic track Beat Down, which was released on May 31, 2012. On June 24, 2012, Azalea released Millionaire Misfits, the second offering from her EP Glory. The first being Murder Business. On July 21, the official music video for Murder Business was released online. Glory, although not released in May, as it was originally scheduled, was released July 30, 2012. Azalea was also one of the acts on MTV's 2012 Closer to My Dream Star, along with Tigger and Kirko Bangz. On September 28, 2012, Azalea announced she would be releasing her second mixtape on October 11, 2012. Titling it Trap Gold, the mixtape was produced entirely by Diplo and FKI. She later premiered teaser visuals for the track Back to the Future, My Time. On October 9, 2012, Azalea made her U.S. national television debut, appearing alongside T.I., B.O.B. and other Grand Hustle artists in a cypher, at the 2012 BET Hip Hop Awards. Later that month, she embarked on yet another North American mini-concert tour with Roc Nation singer-songwriter Rita Ora, on the MTV Presents the ORA Tour. Azalea then headlined a tour in Europe to support Trap Gold. On December 16, 2012, Azalea performed live alongside Natasha Bedingfield and Bootsy Collins, covering Dirty Light's 1990 hit disco song Groove Is in the Heart, on the annual television show VH1 Divas. 2013 A Euro Present, the new classic. In January and February 2013, while working on her upcoming singles and the new classic, which was announced to be released in the summer, Azalea was the opening act for Rita Ora's Radioactive Tour, in the United Kingdom. As part of her set for Ora's Radioactive Tour, Azalea premiered Work, the lead single from her debut studio album. The single premiered on BBC Radio 1 Extra on February 11, 2013. On February 13, 2013, it was announced Azalea has signed a record deal with Mercury Records. The music video for her commercial debut single Work, was directed by Jonas and Frana Section Wa and released March 13, 2013. In March 2013, Azalea also joined renowned East Coast rapper Nas, on the European leg of his Life is Good tour. On April 15, 2013, Vevo announced Azalea as its second Lift Artist of 2013 and that she would film Live Festival performances, fashion and style pieces and behind-the-scenes interviews as part of the 8-week-long campaign. It was also revealed that the music video for her second single Bounce, would premiere on Vevo at the end of the month. On March 16, 2013, it was announced that Azalea would perform in the beneficent concert Chime for Change, scheduled to take place on June 1 in London, alongside Beyoncé Copyright, John Legend and others. On April 23, 2013, Azalea announced that she had signed a solo record deal with Island Def Jam. On April 26, 2013, Azalea's second European single Bounce, premiered on BBC Radio 1. Azalea then revealed that the second American, and third international single taken from her debut album, is titled Change Your Life, and features a verse from T.I. She also mentioned she would be heard singing for the first time on the record. Azalea also confirmed that she is not signed to Grand Hustle Records, however heavily affiliated with the label. On May 25, 2013, Azalea as part of Radio 1's Big Weekend in Derry, performed an acclaimed carnival-themed set on the In New Music We Trust stage. The setlist contained songs from previous EPs and album material such as Bounce, and Work. The show was the start of a short set of UK pre-album promotional appearances. In June 2013, Azalea confirmed that the album was nearly finished and that it's slated for release in September 2013. On July 29, 2013, Azalea revealed she will be opening for Beyoncé Copyright on the 17-date Australasia leg of her Mrs. Carter Show World Tour in October and November. The third single from the new classic, titled Change Your Life, was premiered by BBC Radio 1 Extra's Mr. Jam, on August 19, 2013. On October 3, 2013, Azalea made her first appearance on Bet's 106 and Park, where she was interviewed and performed Change Your Life, alongside T.I. Azalea's debut album was slated for an October release but in an interview with Australia's Herald Sun, she revealed due to other commitments such as supporting Beyoncé Copyright on her Mrs. Carter Show World Tour her record label would not allow her to release the new classic until March 2014. She said, "The official date? Fucked if I know. It's done, It's so depressing to say this, but it's the beginning of March. It's so far away, but I just have to accept that." She explained the reasons behind the delay. "It was supposed to be October, but obviously I'm going on tour with Bianca Copyright, and they said I'm not allowed to put an album out while I'm on tour because I'll be trapped in Australia and I won't be able to do any TV appearances, and I thought that's fair enough. That's 3 weeks, and then they said you can't put an album out around Christmas time. That's a bad time, and I said, what about January? Well, nobody gets back off holidays, and then it's the Brit Awards. You can't release an album. It's terrible for marketing, which brings me to February." On November 10, Azalea performed Blurred Lines with Robin Thicke at the 2013 MTV Europe Music Awards. On December 5, 2013, an unfinished song by Azalea, which surfaced with the title Leave It, and the tag produced by DJ Mustard, was leaked online. Azalea later revealed the song was in fact produced by the Invisible Men and the Arcade, whom she collaborated with on the entire album. On February 5, 2014, Azalea announced that she would be releasing a new single titled Fancy, featuring English singer-songwriter Charli XCX, later that week. The song was premiered on BBC Radio 1 Extra at 7 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time on February 6, 2014. After the song's premiere, it was revealed Fancy was the song that had leaked titled Leave It. On February 17, 2014, the song was serviced to Urban Contemporary Radio in the United Kingdom as the album's fourth single and became her highest-charting song to date. The music video for Fancy, inspired by the 1995 American comedy film Clueless, was released on March 4. Fancy went on to become Azalea's most successful single to date, becoming her first single to chart on the US Billboard Hot 100. It also reached number 1 on Billboard's Hot Rap Songs chart, as well as number 1 the US Dance Club Play chart. Azalea's often delayed and long-awaited debut album, The New Classic, was released on April 21, 2014. Upon its release, the album debuted at number 3 on the Billboard 200 chart, with first-week sales of 52,000 copies in the United States. The New Classic was the highest-charting female rap album since American rapper Nicki Minaj's Pink Friday, Roman Reloaded, 2012. Azalea also logs the highest bow for a female rapper's debut album since Pink Friday, 2010, which had entered at number 2 with 375,000 copies sold. Azalea was then featured on American singer Ariana Grande's single Problem, which was released on April 28, 2014. The song was released as the lead single from Grande's second studio album. Around this time, Azalea also appeared on Jennifer Lopez's eighth studio album, aka 2014. On May 28, 2014, the New Classic's fourth single Fancy, reached number 1 on the US Billboard Hot 100 chart, with Azalea becoming only the fourth solo female rapper ever to top the Hot 100. On the same day, Ariana Grande's single Problem, featuring Azalea, rose to number 2 on the Hot 100, with Azalea becoming the only artist since the Beatles to rank at numbers 1 and 2 simultaneously, with their first 2 respective Hot 100 hits. Fancy also topped the Billboard Hot R&B Hip-Hop Songs chart. Other ventures. After at first resisting suggestions to try modeling, in 2012 Azalea signed with Wilhelmina Models International Incorporated, a model and celebrity agency in the fashion industry. Also in 2012, Iggy Azalea was the face of Levi's Go Forth campaign. Azalea also appeared in House of Holland's first eyewear collection campaign. Musical style and influences. Azalea raps with a Southern American accent, although her native Australian accent is quite strong when she speaks. When she first moved to America, she was involved in the Southern hip-hop scene of Miami and later Atlanta, which made it easy for her to cultivate the Southern influence in her music. I lived in the South for 5 years. You pick up things from your surroundings and teachers. The people who taught me to rap are all from the South, and so was the music I had listened to as a teen. While Azalea's debut extended play Glory was intended to focus on hardcore rap, the EP also touched up on other genres including electronic dance music. Although Azalea began rapping at the age of 14, She was infatuated with hip-hop from age 11 when she heard Tupac Shakur's Baby Don't Cry, Keep Your Head Up too. It was the song that made me fall in love with music and also what sparked my Tupac fascination. That would later make me pick up my own pen and write songs. In her early interviews, Azalea regularly mentioned Shakur's influence. I was sickly obsessed. I had every picture of Tupac ever printed on my wall. She has also mentioned Missy Elliott as the female rapper who she is influenced by and admires the most. Outside of music, her fashion sense is influenced by various people as well. As far as people whose style interests me, I'd say Grace Kelly, Gwen, Spice Girls, Victoria Beckham, and that nanny called Fran. Personal life: in late 2011, Iggy Azalea began dating American rapper A$AP Rocky, whom she met through American record producer Chase and Cash. She confirmed that they were dating in a January 2012 interview with Vibe. It was around this time that she got the title of Rocky's breakout mixtape Live. Love. A$AP, tattooed on her fingers. She had claimed she was not the only one with tattoos dedicated to the relationship, just Rocky's were not visible. In July 2012, Rocky stated they were no longer dating. In March 2013, Azalea revealed she had crossed out the A$AP part of the tattoo months previously. She has been in a relationship with Los Angeles Lakers basketball player Nick Young, an American, since November 2013. Azalea and Young were featured in the March 2014 issue of GQ magazine. Discography: Glory, 2012, The New Classic, 2014, Tours, The New Classic Tour, 2014, Awards and nominations. See also, List of artists who reached #1 in the United States, references. External links, official website, Iggy Azalea on SoundCloud, Complex Magazine 2011 story.